This is the Lourdes and Chris show.
The package next to me, she's the full package, guys. I'm telling you, she's smart, she's witty, she's charming, she's amazing. She's my partner. She's literally my superhero, right? In the sense that, just look what she's accomplished in this life. I am so fortunate to have her as my wife. She is my wife. She's my partner. She's my everything. This is Lourdes. She's my co-host on the show here, the Lourdes and Chris show. She's the Lourdes part of that. And she's brilliant and amazing. And I'm just so thrilled to be here with her. And I am more excited than when a desert finally gets some rain.
Ooh, that makes me thirsty.
Actually, I am thirsty now too, now that I said that. But the thing is that we see it a lot out here where we are in Southern California. If there's like a drought or something like that, I wouldn't say, well, kind of deserty. Yeah, we kind of are. But once it rains, it's like all the plants go, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be green. And all the flowers
get green.
And all the flowers are like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to flower. And it's just like gorgeous.
So, and this is my husband, Chris, who I dearly love with every part of my being. He is again, my co-host and my partner in care and everything. I mean, we come together to figure things out when it comes to, helping others that are dealing with any kind of health issue, when it comes to the show, when it comes to our ideas for an actual TV series, like this, just on and on and on. And it's writing, books. And
it's true.
So he makes it so much, he makes life fun. So
well,
this is Chris.
we have fun together because that's how you can tell we're just made for each other. No matter what's going on, we have a good time. Although to be fair, when a tire blows out and you're driving home, I have found that I'm quite crabby.
He is crabby. You're right.
I know. I got to work on that.
But to be fair as well, is I sometimes get that way. It's rare.
Yeah.
But when it does happen, he kind of reels me back, and I do the same for him.
It's true. The other night you were like, "Whoa, just calm down.
Calm down.
It's gonna be okay."
Why are you getting upset? I just asked a question.
It's true.
And he's like, "I'm sorry. I'm just frustrated because it's tired." And it's like, I got it. And then he wheeled it back. So I think we do that for each other.
I think you're absolutely. I think that's part of our partnership for sure.
Yes.
So we're here on a mission. To quote the Blues Brothers, we're on a mission from God. I didn't say it with the right Chicago accent. We're on a mission from God. I didn't say it right.
Oh, but it's so funny. That's true. But not all Chicagoans have the same accent.
No, it's like deep in the loop.
The further south you go to Chicago.
Oh yeah.
And I never realized. I'm going, what are they talking about? A Chicago accent. I lived in Chicago. I didn't never see that. So we ended up going down there.
Yeah.
And they were talking. I'm like, that's what they're talking about. I'm like,
the Bears. That's where the whole thing came from.
But it's weird because it's not the majority of the people. So.
It's not. Yeah, it's not
they
fair to say.
They and held it.
Well, it's like in the deep south, they don't talk with a southern drawl either. I guess it's just
they don't.
No. I had plenty of friends from down south that don't talk with the southern drawl. It's like in fact, we know some from Texas and stuff.
Well, they always have some type of accent, though.
I would argue that we have an accent, right? I mean, how many people have said, "You say that funny."
Yeah,
that's true. I guess it's just the nature of it.
Because I have a lot of friends from the South. It depends on Alabama, Mississippi, and they got this way of talking. And I tell you, when they tell you, you ask for something that says "over yonder," I don't even get what they're trying to tell me.
Just ask for biscuits, baby. So we say this is our mission because it was. If you look at hindsight, always 2020. If you look at the way things kind of landed and fell in place and pushed, it was obvious that we were meant to do the show. So that's why we do the show every week for you.
Yes.
And as such, we've had the blessing of being able to reach many people when it came to their health concerns and trying to turn their health around. And you're just advocating like crazy lately.
Especially lately with everything that's been going on. It's
sure.
So crazy how, I've always been, this, it's like I'm always being contacted, and I'm helping, and it's people from like everywhere. It's not like just in the US, it's people from other countries.
Sure.
And interestingly enough, I've always been busy with that, but it seems like it just heightened in the last, I'd say last few months.
Right. And you're on the right path when it comes to things, when things fall into place, and that seems to be what happened with the show, and seems to continue to be what happens with the show. But one thing that does come up again and again and again, and it is a concern, and we really need to address it. Is so many people that have come to us and we'll tell them, go to this place or take this supplement or do these things or this protocol, follow this protocol, go to this place.
Yeah, these are the protocols we would do. These are the supplements we would take. In fact, these are the supplements we are taking, and whatever it is.
This is the facility I would go to if I was in your circumstance. We just give advice like that, and they always say the same thing. Wow, it's just so expensive.
Yeah. I would say probably 80% of the people say it's expensive.
Absolutely. And the thing is, sure. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
it's like in the eye of the beholder.
yeah.
I mean, if you find it expensive, it does become expensive to you. But
Yeah, I mean, we even got friends where they could totally afford it,
mhm.
and they still say it's expensive, and I'm going, you weigh way more than me, and I'm doing it.
Let's talk. Let's start with that because
Yeah,
that was going to be later in the show. But let's unpack that. We do
yeah,
have some very affluent friends who do quite well.
yeah.
You know, for what it's worth, and you know, we'll say if I had that thing
That
going on
issue.
that you going on, that issue that you going on, I would take this supplement or
Yeah,
I would go to this place to get cleansed, and they'll look into it and go, "Oh my gosh, that's so expensive," and
yeah,
you go, "It's your health, man. I mean,
yeah. Well, it would be one thing, you know. I get like some people are in a financial bond.
we're not talking about them yet,
Those aren't the ones we're talking about. We're talking
right?"
about those that they could get triple that, quadruple that, and still not even put a dent.
So what we're referring
Yeah,
to are the people that we're thinking of one in particular. You know who you are,
you know who you are.
and you know he'll take several trips
Go
to
on
go on
vacation, these
vacations.
parties,
Sure,
like just spend,
yeah,
spend.
you know, high end car, which there's nothing wrong with that. Listen, we're not here on
No,
earth to live small. We're here on earth to live big, and I'm 100% for that. But why is it, my man? I love you, but why is it that when it comes to your health, it's expensive? It's just weird to me.
yeah.
When it comes to joy
Especially
and pleasure and fun, it's all
especially when it can,
it's can do.
well, especially when it can cost you your life. It's like,
That's just it.
it's like a ticking bomb. You can't wait until
Yeah,
it's done because
it's a ticking bomb.
it's a ticking bomb.
No, I
Oh,
get it.
okay.
It's a time. I always say it's a time bomb, but a ticking bomb works too. I just
Okay, because
never
it's
heard it said
ticking.
that way.
Well, it's ticking. It's like get going.
You know, I waste my
That,
time because I always say it's like a ticking time bomb. I'm wasting my time. I should just say ticking bomb. It means the same
yeah,
thing.
ticking bomb.
Look at you, you know,
Okay, see
efficient.
what I'm saying?
All the people.
But no, but it is because especially when you're looking around, you don't know.
Right.
I mean, you could be like, nah, it's too expensive, and then next thing you know, I'm at your funeral. So, or or you're so bad that
Well,
there's no, I don't know.
and our good friend Sharon Winters always said, "Is it really expensive? Let's break it down. Is it cheaper than having to go through the hospital system because things got so out of hand that you
Yeah,
must go that direction and the insurance rates go up and all this stuff? Is that
and the co-pays
and
and
the
all that. Yeah,
co-pays and all that stuff? Is it really less expensive than
yeah.
that? I mean, but at that point, you're so hurting, you know?
There's no other choice, and then you're in the mercy
Yeah,
of whatever they tell you, and you're suffering so bad that you'll do anything, and then instead of improving, you just keep declining because you never took the steps to prevent or the steps to reverse.
yeah. Prevent. Just you're like Little Miss Segway tonight. I'm gonna make a sash for you that says Little Miss Segway, and then every time you do it, I'm just gonna make you wear it. So yeah,
I like that idea.
Lourdes and I were talking, as we often do, and we were saying, look, this does keep coming up for us, and we wish people would understand that prevention is far cheaper than facing and experiencing something when you do get actually a serious illness or
Yeah.
sorry, a serious health opportunity. I
Well,
mean,
think about it. If you're feeling good, and all of a sudden you're starting to feel some bad stuff, right? But you're not really
sure.
taking the steps to do something to help fix that real
It's
quick.
like, man,
Let me change something that I'm eating or drinking or taking, or what can I do to fix this little thing that my body can start healing? You just kind of just keep winging it and still doing the same thing, eating the same stuff. You're going to say, like, not changing a thing. And it's
yeah.
like, but you're going to keep progressing because you didn't address it in the first place.
It's true. Far too often people just get used to these little aches and pains and these problems, and
So
and until it becomes so much they have to address it. And the idea is, and we were talking about this, part of our protocol every day is to juice.
Yep.
And we have loved ones, dear friends and family, who are like, "Oh, juicing is so expensive," and you go, "Is it though?"
Yeah, it's so funny because I think about it going, well, first of all, once you pack yourself with several different types of veggies and you juice those bad boys, you're saturating your cells. You're getting the highest nutrition at a very low price because if you look at like celery,
Right? Yeah, that's a good point.
celery is cheap.
Yep.
A bag of green organic apples, cheap. Cucumber, cheap. Kale, cheap. It's like, and green grapes, organic green grapes. All those things are cheap. When you take those 5 things and you juice them,
Yeah.
you have this glass of juice. And when the moment you drink it, you have saturated your cells. And I don't mean blending. There's a very big difference. Blending, you're still keeping all the
It's
stuff
true how
in
we
it.
always have to make that
Yeah.
distinction.
So, I mean, when it's juicing it through and it's squeezing out all the juices and you're putting that sucker in, your body doesn't have to break it down. It goes into the cells. And by the way, you'll notice that when you're doing that every morning, you actually get more energy. You feel great.
Yep.
So you're starting your day feeling great, and only because you saturate your cells. So there's no way that's pricey. Or the other one is, oh, but it's so much work. It's like,
Yeah.
well, so when you're cutting up your veggies and you're making your meals, doesn't that take a while? When you're cooking, it is not like you put it in and it's cooked. It's going to take a while. So
Yeah.
you're doing all these things. You're going to take a good 30, 40, maybe an hour just cooking. Juicing doesn't take that. Juicing, if you got a good masticating juicer like we do.
I was just going to say, we got to make sure that we're saying masticating juicer.
Yeah, the masticating juicer. It takes me about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I mean, from the moment I take all the, veggies and fruits and cut them all up and throw it into the juicer, it's about 10 minutes.
And
then I'm done.
Even with the masticating juicer, and we've recommended some from Amazon that aren't so crazy expensive. We'll put the link down.
$99 or whatever. Yeah.
But but you don't want to. It's an investment, so you're not looking at it right. I mean, people.
It's not like you use it once and you're like,
right.
I just spent $100 and I'm done. It's like, no, you have $100 and that's going to stretch out for several years.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. And so the higher quality masticating juicer you get, obviously, the better results you're going to get out of it. If you think of it in terms as an investment to your health, it's certainly going to be cheaper than in a long run than getting hurt or sick or anything like that. And we're going to talk about that in just a little bit too. But
yeah, like the one we have, it's called the Nama juicer, which will also share the link.
Sure. Yes.
With a code on there, because you can actually get, I believe, $55 off.
Yeah. If you go to the Lourdes and Chris show.com, if you go to lourdesandchrisShow.com and you look up Sherry Calbom, who is the bomb.
She is the bomb.
She is forever the bomb. Sherry Calbom. We did an interview with her. Yeah, she's the juice lady, and she's the one that kind of introduced us to that juicer that we use now.
It's a masticating juicer. It's a cold press juicer, which keeps all the live enzymes. The ones with the blades kind of kill some of it, so that's why we use masticating. Is what we use, the cold press. But that one's like, you just throw everything in, you turn it on, and you go do your thing, and so it's just making it. You don't have to, like the other ones, you have to kind of push it down. It's cheaper, but you do have to take the time to use that little thing and put it in.
True.
But I got to tell you, it's like, it's quick, and then let's say making is about 10 minutes, and then maybe another 5 minutes to clean it up. And that's just like quickly, and it comes off apart easily. You rinse, you clean it up and put it all together and you're done. It's way faster and cheaper and healthier than when you have to do a whole meal.
Super healthy, right? I mean, if you think about it, the reason why it works so effectively is because what you're putting in your body is like what, 3 apples, 2 full stalks of celery, like everything that you put into that masticating juicer, you put that into your body in a concentrated form, and your body's like, thank you. We've seen it 100 times. Yeah,
and because you're getting all the nutrients at that level, because you don't have the non-cellular fiber getting in the way, right? You have the cellular, but not the non. And so when you're taking that in, there's no way you're going to eat 2 stalks of celery, 3 apples, but 2 or 3 handfuls of grapes, and you'd be like, okay, I'm stuck.
I know some dudes that can, but I wouldn't recommend it.
So I'm just saying, but then it has to break it down and slow, up with the energy. But when you're juicing, you're not. Your energy is going to healing instead of breaking down.
Yeah, for sure.
But I'm just saying that it's healthier. You do it. Just try it. Get up in the morning, juice those very things, celery. And I say if it's just you just want a tall glass of juice, then just do like 3 ribs of celery, 1 green apple, like 1 handful of grapes, and 1.
It's in your book, right?
Yeah, it's in the book, and just juice it. Drink it. And watch the difference of how you feel when you have that on an empty stomach.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's phenomenal. And so the idea is to change our psychology when it comes to what we think is as expensive.
Yeah.
Look, many of our friends have gone to university, have gone to college, and the idea is it was worth it because it was an investment, and look what they gained from it was all this knowledge. It's the same thought process. You invest in these things early on because you're going to gain powerful health for the rest of your life, which is way better than the other option.
Well, and there's the thing: when you feel healthy and strong, you just feel, and you have all this energy, you want to do things.
Yeah.
When you feel like lethargic and you're just exhausted all the time, and you have aches and pains and just not in the mood, you're not going to want to do anything. You're not going to want to come here. You're going to be doing things like it's a chore. but not so much if you're feeling really good.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And it makes a difference in all aspects of your life is the point. Like, when we juice in the mornings, I feel better at work because,
You're more focused.
I'm more focused.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel, like you said, I feel the energy to be able to actually do things and take care of things. And so, but we're kind of going nuts about juicing, but the idea is, if you pay attention, living a healthy lifestyle doesn't have to break your bank.
No.
And there's this misconception out there that living healthy equals like a large expenditure. But that's because what's happening for a lot of people is they're so used to eating poorly that they purchase all this food that's really not doing to make sure, pre-made, box bag or can, and it's really not doing anything for them that they think it is. We encourage you to research everything that you have in your pantry right now. Look at all the ingredients. It's shocking, the stuff that they put in these items.
And if they approve, that's okay.
And the FDA has approved it because it's okay for sale. And next thing you know, you're winding up with all these ailments. For you people, the people that do purchase like this, and they stock themselves with all this stuff that's really not doing, it's dead food, is what we call it. Yeah, for sure. Add a bunch of veggies and stuff like that. Sure, I can see. But if you eliminate out of your life the foods and drinks that are not serving you, that are causing you harm,
the cupcakes, the chips, when you just get rid of all the junk food and you start replacing it with, seeds, nuts,
leafy greens,
salads, blueberries, strawberries, bananas, just replacing with fruits and snacks and seeds. You're now, and you can't say it doesn't taste good. Obviously, it has flavor.
Sure.
And then when it comes to having salads, or vegetables, they're all tasty. Use your salts and garlics and peppers and stuff and really make it delicious.
Lourdes makes this phenomenal salad, and she actually makes her own salad dressing. It is delicious. Ridiculous how good this is. It's actually in her ebook, so we'll talk about that later in the episode. But yeah, it could be fantastic. It could be delicious. As far as juicing can be delicious.
Like you can really have a really tasty salad. It doesn't have to be just like, here, I put this pre-made.
I think to your point, a lot of people just aren't really trained in the thought process when it comes to salad. They're just not trained in that.
And that's what it is we're used to that basic, I got this pre-made thing, and then it's like, okay. But if you take spring mix or all these different leafy greens and you cut up all the cucumbers,
again, not that expensive, that expensive.
You just kind of add, all these things into the salad, and then you make your own, and it's, again, cheap, salad dressing it's in my ebook. And you blend it all in and you pour it. It's like nice and thick and delicious and creamy. It's really tasty. And then the great thing about it is that not only are you, like really enjoying the salad to the, you're going to want more than just one bowl after that. I mean,
it's true. I eat more than one bowl.
Yeah. And it's like, and I do the same thing. I'm just like, I can have 2 and 3 of these, but then I get really full. But the thing is, you're saturating your body with this delicious, healthy food. And each one of the things, including the dressing that's homemade, also has all the ingredients that's actually healthy for you, it's got nutrients, it's doing things for your body. So you want to change your mind on how you're eating. You want to go, I want to start eating things that taste really delicious, that I'm making it fresh at home, and that everything that I'm putting in is actually building the body, not knocking it down.
For sure. And then even if we get out of the kitchen and we start looking in other areas in the home, your laundry detergents that you're spending tons of money on. We just found a recipe for homemade laundry detergent that'll last you 6 months.
Yeah.
And so in the long run, it's a far cheaper investment, and it's actually super duper healthy for you. And I think a lot of people,
well, the ingredients are cheaper too.
Yeah, the ingredients are cheaper, so you just mix them all together. So if you do some research in that, you don't need that expensive laundry detergent. In fact, you don't want it. It's actually causing you harm. It's got a lot of bad chemicals inside of it. Same thing with
placing it on your body. So
your skin does absorb all that. And then same thing with fabric softener. We just recently learned that fabric softener, it does nothing for your clothes like you think it does. It actually adds a layer of garbage onto your clothes, and you're wearing that.
And you can use vinegar.
Well, I was just going to say, look at you, little miss segue. The thing is, people underestimate the power of vinegar, and it's not expensive to buy vinegar, but it could be used for literally cleaning and sanitizing and fabric softener. It's like this miracle liquid that people overlook because it's a conditioning thing. Commercials tell us, hey, use this for your fabric.
So then
it smells good for days.
And you're cleaning your place up, right? You're spraying stuff. and all these chemicals are going into there, you're breathing it in, and you're not even realizing that your body is getting more compounds of all this bad stuff.
Yep.
That as it's adding and adding and adding, before you know it, you're like, I have all these aches and pains.
Sure.
It's like, that's why we say, it's like you get affected and get these toxins. It's everything that that's going in, on, and around your body.
Yeah.
So like you said, vinegar, you can actually just dilute it with water.
Right.
Spray, clean it up. And it's funny because
I love your sound effects tonight, but
but I remember, even as a young teenager, I remember when I worked at Jewel out in Illinois, and I was super young.
it's a grocery store if you're not from Illinois.
Yeah. But the thing was, is and I was like it's so funny because these people they really loved me, because when I cleaned, like if I did anything, whether it was bad in the groceries, I was like on top of it really quick. If they needed me to clean something up with the doors, I was like just really getting into it. And everybody else is kind of like just done. But I for me, the more I worked, it felt like I was doing myself something, because it made time go by really fast. But it was vinegar and water.
Yep.
We mopped with vinegar and water.
Yep.
We sprayed and put things down with vinegar and water. When they wiped the belt from the thing, it was vinegar and water.
Yep.
Now it's like chemical wherever I go.
Yeah, for sure. It's one of those things where we're in this, and actually it's a very American type of a thing too, if you think about it, because in a lot of other countries, like look, you lived in Puerto Rico for a little while,
and there's a year.
And there's some.
Oh, when I was a teenager, yes.
Yeah,
yes,
that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just that there's just practical cleaning that happens at home, and you don't go to the store and buy a bunch of stuff for cleaning that's got full of toxins. There's practical things at home you can use.
Well, there is, and there's when it comes to cleaning, again, vinegar and water. When it comes to things that because remember, our skin absorbs, and it's also protecting us. So we do need things that it's food for our skin, not just food for our body or mind or eye, also our skin. And it's the largest organ on our body, right? So why are we putting lotions and stuff that have all these chemicals in it, and you lay it on your thing, and then it's absorbing those chemicals into your system, right? Well, I personally use raw organic coconut oil.
She does.
Even for deodorant, I don't use deodorant. My deodorant is coconut oil, and it does prevent you from having this. This person's like, nope, prevents the odor.
Yep.
And you do it daily, just like you would do your deodorant every day. And even if you sweat, there is no odor. At least not for me.
Yep.
Now, if I don't use it for a week, well, yeah, that's.
Well, I mean, come on now.
Yeah, but but what I'm saying is that's the first thing I do is when I get out of that shower, and I use coconut oil, but it's healthy. Coconut oil has so many amazing qualities. It's so good for you.
It's it's a superfood. People overlook it all the time.
For the brain, for memory, for hair, for growth. There's some people that do it on a daily that starts reversing their gray hair. I mean, it just putting it in their hair and let it soak for an hour and then washing it off.
It's again one of those things that falls in that category where people will go, "Oh, it's got to be expensive." It's really not. Organic coconut oil is not that expensive.
It lasts a very long time.
And it does. It lasts a long time, and it's one of those things that it has multiple purposes. And it's just you're saving yourself a ton of money right there. So, so
there are things one can do.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think the big message for tonight is we just really want people to understand it's not. Stop thinking in terms of this is expensive and start thinking of terms of living a healthier life is the most important thing, and it doesn't have to be the most expensive thing that you've ever seen. There are ways to really practically do it.
Oh, I totally agree.
Now,
there's so many things like that.
Yeah, and now unfortunately, a lot of people that we do deal with on a regular basis, they're already facing a health opportunity. Something has happened with their health that's really gone too far, and when they reach out to us, there are obviously programs that we would recommend that we would do ourselves. There's
many that we've done.
There's a facility in San Diego that we've been a part of before that we went down there and did it. That's how we went down there to get better.
And you learn so much. So you're not just doing things and putting things in your body so your body starts healing.
It's classes as well.
It's classes. It's
meditation and prayer
and breathing techniques, and just this whole and enemas and wheatgrass, but it's not just you doing these things that you're putting into your body so it can remove things and your body can then start healing it, and again the compounds that are in the stuff that you're putting into your body, how it's healing. But it's like you leave out of there with so much knowledge because of the education you get on a daily basis, that when you come home, Now you go there with this knowledge going, oh, definitely don't want to touch this. And
Right.
so you don't have to think, oh, it's a lot of work. You're learning as you go. You're learning as you're doing.
Habits are formed.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially if you stay there for the 3 weeks. And
Yeah.
they say to learn a new habit, you need, to do it for 21 days. Well, 3 weeks is 21 days. And guess what?
That's why the program's set up that way. So the thing is that I've some people have reached out to me, some of my friends who are dealing with a health opportunity, and they'll say, what I don't know what to do. I'm lost. And I would say, well, listen, we did this place down in San Diego, and they looked into it, and the response is the same. Oh, wow, it's really expensive.
And it can be.
Yeah,
it can be. It really is.
But on a side note, not really my point here, but on a side note, we have some friends who use it as their vacation every year.
I know.
And because
they go a couple times.
They go a couple times a year. And the reason why they do it is because being healthier saves them so much more, as far not just finances, but like spirit and all that stuff going forward.
Talk about, you want to know what the Fountain of Youth is.
Yeah, for sure. But here's the thing. Yes, it is expensive, but this program is, to some, not to everybody, to some.
Yeah, I would say to some. But the beauty about the place.
Yeah, the program is set up in such a way where they offer scholarships.
Yep.
And that's my first point for those of you that are in a health opportunity and you really need to get something going. I would recommend any facility that you look into that's going to do you right. Find out if they have a scholarship program.
Yep. And if, because like this one, you have to pay for the first week.
Yes. And
then they will scholarship you the rest of the weeks. But to do that, you may go, oh, well, I can't come up with the $1,500 or whatever that is, right? Then you get your community together. It's what we did. We went to GoFundMe.
I'm taking away your segue. That's it. I'm taking it away.
But these are things that they can do. Yeah. So there are ways to get around that so that you can get there and really take care of yourself.
Yeah. So it's not just and the other thing too, a lot of people don't realize this, but a lot of these places, they're out to make lives better for people. They're out to heal people, and they're overwhelmingly, from our experience, they're extremely approachable. Very
caring.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you go to these owners of these facilities that you did the vitamin C thing, and at the one facility at one time, all these different things that are available to you.
Vitamin C, IV,
yeah. Approach the owner. Just let them know what's going on. They are in a business to make money. It's obviously a business for them,
because that's the only way they can keep their place going.
Absolutely, keep the lights on. But the business is also a thing that they've done because they feel compelled to help people.
Yeah.
And so, Lourdes and I both many times had to approach people and say, listen, you own that one gentleman that was really nice. Remember, he gave us all those supplements because he owned that supplement company.
Oh, was it? Which one was it? Because we've seen so many.
Yeah, as well. It was this is when you were still sick, or you still had the health opportunity, and we approached him with it, and he goes, oh, I happen to have a supplement company. And we're like, oh wow. And so we looked into it, and we're like, and he goes, did you guys get it? And we're like, no. And he goes, you know what, let me make some phone calls. And he sent us like boxes.
Oh my gosh, yes. Even with the one with the spray of the skin.
Yeah.
I forget the name of that company. He was so amazing.
Yes, he was.
And he completely understood. There was no judgment. He got what was going on. He got that we depleted all our funds just trying to get things done. And he sent us a whole box.
Yes, he did.
Of all these supplements to take daily. And it was literally to help, help my body beat this monster of a thing. That, and like I say, if your body made it, your body can get rid of it. You just have to give the body the right tools. And that's what he was doing. He gave me all these things, and I'm like, what? It was great.
Now the key to the story is Lourdes and I were kind of hat in hand, and we just kind of avoided him. We're like, we couldn't get his stuff,
Fight. We're definitely on the kind of like, can you help us? Like,
right. So here's the thing.
Get a lot of pride.
Lourdes and I, both were raised in a household where you don't ask for help.
You take care of it.
You take care of it. You figure it out. You do what you got to do. And as a result of it became extremely difficult for Lourdes and I to reach out to people to assist with anything. It was just like, what do we do?
Until things got so bad.
Yeah, right. So what I would say to people is look, in our story, if you read our book, Our Journey to Option C, you would know that I actually cashed out my retirement fund to get Lourdes some of the treatments that she needed. It was just that important, you know, and it's like future Chris is going to have to take care of that future replenishment. We need this right now. And so if you have that, look into that for yourself, you know, to try and get ahead of this. You being healthy
is way
more important than your retirement fund. You know, the good news is you're going to have to retire in 20 years because you got yourself healthy and back on track. You get what I'm saying? Versus this thing that's going to take you down sooner than that. So it was just that's just a venue that I did. But the big thing that happened for us is we reached out to community and family, so much so that some of our dear friends, they did she did an actual phone drive.
Yeah. Which was fun.
Yeah, it was like a telephone. It was like
in our documentary.
It's actually in our documentary and in the book, Our Journey to Option C, which is available on Amazon. But she, God bless her, man. She was a never say die, can do.
Yeah, it's like, this is what you want to do. Okay, then, you know,
we're gonna figure this out.
And she just got in, and then she kind of structured everything.
She sure did.
She's like, okay, these are the questions we're going to ask you, the phone calls we're going to make. And then she just got a list of everybody's, you know, our friends, her friends, everyone's friends, and we did a phone bank.
And we actually broke into my office that on a day off that we weren't supposed to be there.
You didn't break it.
I had the keys because I was management, but we used the phone area of that office to literally all of us get on the call and just call people.
He doesn't care to share. Sometimes like you don't got to share all that.
Well,
the point is,
I don't work there
anymore.
I don't work there anymore. Yeah, what are they gonna do?
Well, you don't know. But the point is that we did what needed to be done because things were bad.
Yes, that is the point.
I barely was breathing. I was so bony. It was like, I mean, bony.
Yeah.
I didn't even look like myself anymore.
So
she like really, she wrote down a list of this is what we have to do first, this is what we do second, this is what we do third. She put it all into documents. She passed it, you know, printed them out, passed it to everybody. Split the names up. Here, you're going to call these people. You're going to call, and everybody had a list of who they're going to call and make the call. And then she even had it how they were going to say it, so they understood the urgency, because it really was. But it, you know,
well, so the point is that we needed to shift that weird thing in our noggins that said you don't reach out for help, you have to take care of it yourself, because we weren't finding the answers thinking that way. And our good friend our good friend stepped in, and we saw that there was a better way. And so from there, my point is that we reached out to other people for help, other people for assistance, and to the point where your mom actually went door to door with a flyer in hand. And
she had a flyer in hand that I think my sister,
my
sister-in-law,
community and family coming together.
Like it really was friends and family came together to start figuring out. Your sister did
yes, that's right.
Made a whole bunch of tacos.
She did. She sold it at
work and made several $100 and donated that. So, you know, and my mom went door to door with the flyer sharing, and people were donating, giving my mom money that way. And literally, she was going to each door of strangers from different neighborhoods, just sharing, I need to help save my daughter. It was, you know, like this is, and you'd be amazed how many people really will go out there and help if you just ask.
That's exactly right. And then we set up a GoFundMe, which is something that we recommend. That's another venue. There's several out there, and so you would obviously look for the one that is best catered to you. Reach out to church groups and let them know your situation. You know, if you're in a strong church community, they will help. I mean, and you know, we had a prayer group that was helping Lourdes.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, remember that one we also did, and I don't want to forget that, where they had a whole what do you call that? Because people would like write down, like, you know, they put their names on to see who would make the best. They were selling stuff.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Why can't I think
a
of
raffle?
No, where they even had a venue and everything, and they had someone doing stand up, and what's our dear friend did the magic, and
what was
what do you call that when you put stuff up and then they make a bid on it? They had all these.
It's not a silent auction.
Thank you, an auction. Yes, that's what I was trying to say.
Oh, okay.
For the love of peace, I took all that. So anyway, they had a silent auction. A lot of, you know,
we actually had, there was 2 fundraisers.
Yeah, but people came and donate it so those things could be auctioned off,
Right.
so that the money could be made again for the same thing. My sister, she went in, actually my sisters went and did this whole cookout at the Portuguese Society in Illinois.
Yep.
And they did all this, everybody came together, started doing all this cooking. People were coming in and buying plates of food, and that was another way they raised, funds. And
Actually, it was your sister that contacted the healthcare center that we're going to in Mexico and negotiated a better price.
that's right. And she's like, look.
Yep. But again, it goes back to never say die. Don't give up. Don't feel like what you're seeing is a block. Your health is crucial. I mean, it's your life.
The moment you focus and get organized and say, I have to beat this thing, and I'm going to beat this thing no matter what it takes, and I'm going to get my friends and I'm going to get my family, and we're going to come together and we're going to figure this out, and we're going to do it. Right. And then do it knowing you're going to do it and you're going to achieve it. And there's something about that, that everybody just comes together with that energy, and it just works. It
does. It works. It works with miracle after miracle for us. Yes. And it continued on even when we were in Mexico with Lourdes getting healthy. The programs were still going. The GoFundMe were still going.
Well, remember even our dear friend Jennifer, who's the one that put all these things, a lot of these things together. We were like, oh, it's going to cost this amount, but we only got this much. But here at this point, that was when I had like a week left to live.
That's right.
And she picked up that phone and she's like, give me the phone. I'm going to call. And she just called and is like, can we just give you
this much,
10 grand, and we pay you the rest while she's there as it goes on. I mean, she just did it.
Yep.
And they said, yeah. And then my mom, she had saved 10 grand, and it was for her thing. But it's like everything just worked in unison and all at the right time.
And I think it was because what happened was the energy shifted, because we got clear, this is the path. Lourdes will get better.
Yep.
Everybody needs to get on board with that.
Yeah.
Not can't do it. Money's not there. Yeah. Oh well, what'll happen?
Try to do some other treatment.
Okay. Well,
it's like, well, no, just go for it. Like really, in life, when you're trying to achieve something, you just have to go for it. Right. You can't wait on, when this happens or that occurs. Just do it.
Yep, that's right.
Get up and do it, and watch how things start shifting. And you're in the right path. I mean, it's like, it seemed like God just kind of guided us in the right way at the right time, meeting the right people and the circumstances. That it just was amazing.
Absolutely true. Yeah. And so the thing is that that's why we wanted to talk tonight, because look, on the first, obviously prevention is going to be far less expensive. Coffee enemas, by the way, are super cheap. I'm just throwing it out there. Yeah.
I mean, even when we buy because you do want to get a specific one, which we'll share the link as well here. But it's, is it Pure Life Enema, right? PureLifeEnema.com. And you want to make sure that it's air roasted. You just can't use whatever kind.
Well, what I'm saying is you don't use it all in one
sitting. And when you get it, you spend like maybe, I don't know, $20, and it lasts like 6 months. So,
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, it's not expensive.
Right. And so I'm just saying, on the first part where we were saying, look, prevention is far cheaper than actually having to deal with something when it arises. So think prevention first. Let's get ourselves healthy before something happens. And that's obviously going to be the best path. But if you find yourself in a situation where you do need to look at bigger things, don't stop yourself. Get the mentality that you're going to do this no matter what. Get your friends and family to side with you and enroll with you. And the energy that forms and develops, it becomes an unstoppable locomotive.
But there's always somehow you can fix that. I mean, just like when we do Root Brands.
Yes.
Root Brands alone, it is an affiliate, not an MLM, it's an affiliate. But the way they have it set up, it's because the whole purpose is to get people healthy, to do prevention, to really give the body the tools it needs so that the body is working at at its
optimal.
And so, but what they did, and I love it because it's like it's completely it's toxic free.
Helps so many people.
It really has. I mean, we use it faithfully. Yeah. But they set up a program as an affiliate so that, let's say you can't afford it right now.
Right.
And you go, I can't afford the $74, whatever. Sure. Right? Or whatever the thing is. And you go, So I'm going to help others that also need this help, that can afford it. And as they're purchasing it, because they used your affiliate
That's right.
referral code
Yep.
link. Now they automatically give you the 15% of each one of those sales. That's an affiliate.
Yeah.
And so now you have that money in your wallet, and now you can purchase it.
Yep. It's a mindset thing, guys.
It's really like, and there's companies out that do that. And I'm not too much into MLMs. MLMs for me feels like you have to buy so much yourself.
Yeah.
And then you have to get so many people to buy that, and it's got to be a faithful thing every month, and all this weird, crazy stuff. Anyway, and then you get like, here's a couple of crumbs, and you really didn't make much. And then the quality of the stuff that they say is so great really wasn't great because it didn't do nothing for you.
Of isolated stuff. And
yeah,
whatnot. Yeah,
it's synthetic. It's got stuff that they made as cheaply as they can so that they can make the best, make the biggest buck out of it. That's not what this is at all. I mean, this stuff is stuff that we took, that we on the first day of taking it could see the difference, could feel the difference. And then we had our friends and stuff that are on it that had all sorts of different things, and they started seeing the difference. And it just goes on and on and on. It's product that actually really works, which is the reason why I would use it.
And what's amazing about it is you're assisting people at the same time. You're setting yourself in a way that you can also get the thing to assist yourself.
Yeah,
and that's fine. It's beautiful.
That's the whole point. They put it there into the wallet so that here's your wallet. There's what you made. Buy your stuff.
Yep.
Because it ends up being like you get like shares from the company kind of
thing.
Mm-hmm. But again, it's what they do. They give you shares from the profits on it, so that because the goal is to get the world healthy,
right? And
that they don't have to worry, because there are people that can't afford it. So they made it in a way where they can afford it. I've never had an affiliate like that. And we have several affiliates, because of the products we use and we trust.
Sure.
But it's the first affiliate that I've ever seen that I'm going, so I get a daily pay because I have a few people that love the products that are buying it because it's keeping them, where they're not using certain medication that they used to have to be on for decades, and now they're not on those.
Right on.
And they're feeling great, and they're just rejuvenate. So they're always buying, which is helping me to also buy, and it just goes on and on and on. It's amazing. And these products, honestly, if it weren't working, I wouldn't be using it.
Right.
If you see in our store, you'd see my mom, the improvement she made in such a short time with these very products that help you.
Right.
So they're helping you on both ends. There are different ways, when it comes to, if you're trying to figure out how to, there's places like even the juicing lady, she literally helps people that can't afford to get a juicer, and you explain your story and stuff, and you get in this raffle because she's giving back.
Mm-hmm.
So there are a lot of things out there that you can do to try to get a juicer, to get the community involved, to help you to beat whatever it is that you're trying to turn around.
Right, 100%. So if you go to the LourdesandChrisShow.com, you'll see a link for the Root Brands, but it is
so it's therootbrands.com/Lourdes and Chris.
Pretty simple. It's right there on the screen. Yep. And it's underneath as well. So it's all right there.
Yeah, in the description, you can also click on that.
Yep. So, but I am, go to LourdesandChrisShow.com. You'll see the previous episode that we're discussing tonight. Plus, you'll see all the other things that we're talking about that we do back because we use it on a daily basis. We absolutely love it. So that's LourdesandChrisShow.com. But you can also follow us on social media. We're on all of them. Well, no, most of them.
Well, we're on, so we're working on the TikTok one because we have to do a lot of short videos, and we have been. So we are, So the thing is that we are, on TikTok, which.
Yeah, well, we're working on getting more content out there for TikTok.
Yeah. It's just that we're on several other ones that we're trying to just make sure we,
Sure.
And of course, we're busy helping others and stuff. But we're gonna start. We're gonna start. We're gonna start putting stuff together.
There's that accent again.
Yeah, but we're gonna start. Actually, we can take some of the clips that we have already and kind of shorten them and put them up there. But
we're all strategizing right here on.
I know we're strategizing, but I understand it really is to help others. So you can go on to Instagram, you can go on to Facebook, YouTube.
Right. We're very approachable.
Very.
Say hello.
Yep.
And the reason why we do this and subscribe, like
go to the website, thelourdesandchrisShow.com, and subscribe. And when it comes to our social media,
like, follow, subscribe.
Yeah.
Why?
And share.
Why?
Because you don't know who needs to know the thing you know.
That's right. You don't know who needs to know the thing you know. And that's what we say every week here. That's why we're doing this. That's
Yeah.
the message we're giving to you right now. And we absolutely appreciate you coming out and joining us every week. We hope that you took something from tonight's episode and just feel inspired that yeah, you can totally live a healthy life and it doesn't have to break the bank. And in fact, you can thrive. That's what we're saying. You can thrive, you can be happy, you can healthy, all that. It's just in your mindset, and you got to get there. So reach out to us. We'll help you any way we can. We absolutely love you. Thank you for joining us every week. You're going to see us again in about a week because that's how this works. Every Thursday at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, the Lourdes and Chris Show drops a new episode. And that's going to be true next week for you as well. So we love you. Thank you for joining us, and have yourself a blessed evening.
Bye.